The Blue Devils get a scare over Halloween weekend as Varina tries to stay perfect on the gridiron before a matchup with rival Highland Springs. Welcome to Sports Wire. I'm Will Catterley. No matter the sport or the surroundings, there almost always is a team that for whatever reason gives you trouble. For the Varina Blue Devils, that team is Patrick Henry. Remember this, that last year the Patriots were the only team to beat Varina during the Blue Devils state championship run. In fact, Varina would have to get payback in regionals just for a chance to advance to states. They narrowly escaped that showdown 16-14, and the rest is history. And you know history, it kind of likes to repeat itself. So even though the Patriots on paper didn't look quite as good as their 2021 team, let the lesson be learned that nothing comes easy up in Ashland. And Patrick Henry at home, the land of the Patriots, first quarter action. This is what Patrick Henry does. They rely heavily on the run game with Grayson Johnson and company, and then they'll hit you with a couple of dink and dunk passes, and then they'll hit you long. First quarter, no score. It would be no score after one, but second quarter, talking about going over the top and connecting deep. They do just that. Johnson to Grayson Ross, who had an unbelievable night. Touchdown catch 54 yards later, 7-0 Patrick Henry. Varina's offense trying to get on track, and Patrick Henry doing a great job keeping the Blue Devil offense in front of them. Here's a good-looking run right here. Nasir Smith with a nice gain, but Varina, they would not score because later, still on the drive, getting stuffed, still 7-0 second quarter. Patrick Henry makes a big stop, and then it would lead to this. Look who's breaking free! Grayson Ross, touchdown, Patriots! And the undefeated Varina Blue Devils on the road against their arch nemesis down 14-0 in the third quarter. Then Varina had to punt, and this is where things started to change a little momentum-wise. That was a short punt. It's fumbled by Patrick Henry, and pouncing on it, Johnny on the spot. Blue Devils get it back. And that would lead, like I said, to a momentum change. Just a few plays later. Tamon Brown, what can he do for you? How about get you right back in the football game? Touchdown run for Brown, and Varina, just like that, big play on special teams, big play on offense. It's a 14-7 ball game. But just when you thought that Varina had come back, Patrick Henry had other ideas. Long pass is caught by Grayson Ross, 79 yards. He had 263 yards of offense and 3 touchdowns, count them 3. Varina had a 21-7 lead with under 10 minutes to play in the game. What does Varina do to respond? Well, Miles Derricott firing, finding his wide receiver, Eric Smith. Then Derricott going to use his legs. Derricott trying to take over on offense in the fourth quarter, and in some ways he would. That would be good for a positive gain. It would lead to this. Derricott just going to follow his blockers into the end zone. Touchdown, Varina. Okay, that's good news. They're down 7 with under 7 to play, but under a minute to play now. Patrick Henry forced a punt, still down 7. Eric Smith on the return. Eric Smith, big time gain into Patrick Henry territory. But tick, 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 clock a-going. 30 seconds or more to play. Roundabout. Derricott, Kavion Keys, trying to drive the car all the way back down to the 1-yard line. Key to that drive was that play right there. So from 1 yard out, Varina, a chance to tie it up. What do? They run the rock. And who else is second touchdown of the night? Tamon Brown, 21 all. We go to overtime. Both teams get the ball at the opponent's 10-yard line. Patrick Henry fumbles the ball. Varina recovers. Referees blew the whistle early, said Patrick Henry recovered. You know what? Sometimes, though, folks, that was a wrong call, but ball don't lie. Patrick Henry forced to kick a field goal. It's no good. Varina celebrates. That means the Blue Devils get a shot in OT with a ball at the PH 10-yard line, and they do this. Touchdown! Taymon Brown! And the Blue Devils down 14 in the fourth, escaping Ashland and win in overtime. 27-21, your final.
We was able to finish. We needed a game like this. Hopefully they woke up, man. But I knew coming in here that they was gonna play hard. They came off with 2 losses that they kind of got beat, and I knew they would give us everything that we were looking for.
Meanwhile, in the East End, Highland Springs looked to do their part to remain unbeaten as well. The Springers played host to Atlee, and as usual, they were flying on all cylinders all night long. It was a special senior night at Highland Springs. Why? Well, head coach Lauren Johnson with his son, number 8, Braylon Johnson, along with 26 other seniors. That's right, 27 seniors overall for this class. One of the reasons the Springers are so good, although Braylon had Oklahoma on his list, and he chose Virginia Tech. I won't hold it against him. Staying in state. I get it, buddy. Could have been a Sooner, though. Anyway, I get it. Springers firing on all cylinders, early and often. Quarterback Christian Martin to Kyrie Henley, and then the man of the hour, Johnson, on senior night. Touchdown catch, let's go, he says. Well done, and the light show, let it begin. Highland Springs, greatest show on turf in the East End these days, or so they say. Varina begs to differ. We'll find out next week. You know what? Atlee's got a really good offensive line. They don't have a lot of depth, but they did cause the Springers some early troubles in the first quarter. Nice quarterback keeper there on the read option, then handing it off to the running back. What do we got here? It's touchdown Atlee. Raiders respond, tied at 7. That is as close as it would get. Still first quarter, Christian Martin calling his own number. Christian Martin running. Christian Martin still up. Christian Martin going to take it all the way to the house. Touchdown Highland Springs. One of 3 touchdowns called back via penalty, I should say. Yeah, there was a block in the back. So very next play, Christian Martin looking, firing. He's got his man. It's Aziz Foster Powell, another senior connection. Touchdown Springers. They would have a 14-7 lead, and they are just getting warmed up. More Springers still first half. This time Powell says, let me do it running the rock. He is one heck of a running back and will be at the collegiate level, I'm sure, as well. Good for a first down. Kmart, he's not a senior, but he's slinging it like one. Connects, finds his receiver. George Lovelace. He's got it to the junior for a first down to lead to this. How about taking it right up the gut? Nobody there for Atlee. Touchdown on the run by Elijah Williams. The junior scores from about 13 out. Ensuing kickoff. Check this out. The ball bounces off the return man and into the waiting arms of number 25, Aleem Foster Powell. He gets it for the recovery, and then the Springers waste absolutely no time. Darius Taylor, senior. Touchdown, Springers. The Springers seniors up big, 27-7 over the Raiders after 1 quarter play. Second quarter, how about more Aziz Foster Powell? Look at the legs. Watch the legs. He takes half the Atlee football team with him, another 15 yards before he's tackled and finally corralled. It would lead to this. Just keep it on the ground. He's going to come right into our living room, folks. Hand him a sandwich or something. How you doing? Yep, you did it. Touchdown, Foster Powell. And the Springers in control. Still on the ground. They got a lot of different running backs that can do this. Watch the moves. Elijah Williams. His second score of the night. Touchdown, Highland Springs. You know, a lot of these highlights I show plays that set up touchdowns. You can't do that with Highland Springs because most of their plays are touchdowns. Like this. Down the middle. Caught on the slant and go. Touchdown. Do-si-do. Takai Heath. Also a senior. Heath. And the defense, yeah, I need to put in some defensive plays as well. There's only 4 defensive linemen there on the sack. Yeah, Springers win this one rolling. 67-7. They are your winning. Well, while the football playoffs are just about set, the postseason is already in full force in both field hockey and volleyball. Deep Run and Freeman meet in an epic playoff matchup in guys volleyball, while Saturday morning means overtime in field hockey for the Wildcats and Jaguars. That and more straight ahead.
Todd's a great guy. I mean, look at him. What a sweetheart. Attaboy. Wait, Todd, what are you doing? How totally selfish and un-Todd-like of you. Come on, Todd. Come on, man.
Welcome back to Sports Wire. Boys volleyball playoffs quarterfinal action. The 3-seed Freeman versus a 6-seed Deep Run. Normally not as far down as a 6. This would be an epic playoff battle. First set action, Freeman aces number 9, Braden Owens. And he's still owning it, is Owens. He gets another ace right there. More from Owens. This time, the Cats corral it and then slam it home, big fella. Number 18, you'll hear more from him. John Russell was everywhere for the Wildcats in this one. Size advantage went the Wildcats' way. It's Russell again with the kill. Mavs looking for answers. Nice serve right there. Even a better get. And then right in your living room, slam-a-jamma, knock it home. Wildcats win the first set 25-23. We go to the second. It's 13-11 at this point. Woo! Look out. It's Russell again. Wildcats not playing like a 6 seed. They're playing like a team that's been here before. Why? Well, they have been. Freeman, no slouch. That's why they're the 3 seed. Number 13, Byron, Finan, Will Cox, 25-21. We're even at 1 set apiece. Remember, first 1 to 3 sets wins the match and moves on. The other, eliminated. That was an eliminator. John Russell was a difference maker for Deep Run on this night. Then Wildcats on the serve in the craziest third set you might ever see. What a block by Deep Run. Yeah, point Cats, Mavs looking to find it again. They were great from service. And then slam-a-jamma, knocking it down. Yes, sir, number 9 doing the honors, Braden Owens. He was everywhere for Freeman. And then how about getting some sky? Oh, my goodness. Number 11, Makari Chikilo, 32-30. Remember, you have to get the 25 first and win by 2. So that was absolutely nuts for a final there. 2 sets to 1 is Deep Run, but Owens would not give up on his Freeman Mavs. Another point by him in the 4th set. Remember, Freeman's got to win this one to set to force a 5th set to 15 finish here. And Freeman was doing just that. Number 5 with the kill. Later, Wildcats on the serve. Mavs looking for answers. Got that one to go. Wildcats keeping it alive, though. 24-20. This is set point for Freeman if they can get it. And boop, who else but Owens? Owens gets the win for Freeman. Mavs moving on, 25-20. This one ain't over yet. So we go to the 5th and final deciding set. Oh my, let the big fellas eat. It's John Russell's show. Once again, Junior, Moxie, then Wildcats on the serve. Looking for more. Owens trying to answer for Freeman like he has all night. Great dig right there, but can't get to that one. And Deep Run gets a huge win on the road in the quarters. They advance to the semifinals, winning the 5th set 15-10 and taking out Freeman 3-2. Let's go to girls volleyball. Clover Hill at Glen Allen. Glen Allen the 3 seed, Clover Hill the 6. And it was a heck of a good start for the Clover Hill Cavaliers. Check it out, setting it up, knocking it down, number 4, Virginia Collins. And yes, Virginia, Clover Hill, the 6 seed, would score the first 9 out of 10 points. That one works as well. Collins and company, along with Alyssa Thompson there. And then number 1 had a heck of a serve. That would be paramount for them. Sophia Carter would target that area of the volleyball court all night long. She would just pepper it with line drive serves. But Glen Allen, too good to go away. Matter of fact, don't call it a comeback. It is! Corrine Cook. And then Cook is cooking. Back-to-back aces for Cook. And the Jags are back on their way. They trailed 9-1, and then they trailed 20-8. Came all the way back. Point, Glen Allen. And they came all the way back to win this one 27-25. So all the momentum is with Glen Allen, right? Well, there's something about Clover Hill in this one. They weren't tall, they weren't big. Glen Allen gets off to a good start right there. Once again, Cook, Cameron Whitby and company. But all of a sudden, it was just all night long. Clover Hill just played fundamentally sound. They didn't make mistakes. They forced Glen Allen into errors. Still, this was a back-and-forth fight all night long. And a lot of points were like this, hard to win. And what a shot by Glen Allen, my goodness. And what a night by Corinne Cook. She is cooking, so are the Lady Jags, but that one goes into the net. And the Cavaliers would even the match at 1, 25-22, the final there. So we go to the tiebreaker. Who's got it? Nobody's got it. That's an ace. Cavs with the early lead. And as I said, they go after that one corner of the court. Does number one for the Cavaliers and Sophia Carter. Jags looking for something. They got it. This time it's a block, and then number one, Eva Slaw slams that one home. Point Jags. Again, could the Jags come back? They had the lead in this one. And then that one's out. Point Glen Allen. But down the stretch, it's just like the Cavs had answers. Tied at 20. Into the net it goes. Might have been partially blocked. Point Cavs 25-21, Clover Hill. We go to the fourth. It's do or die time for Glen Allen. They got to win this one to send it to 5. Again, nice block, point of attack by Glen Allen. Serve for the Jags. Another tight set, just like every single one, but that time it goes the way of the Cavs. Number 4 again, Virginia Collins was all over the place for Clover Hill on this night. There was always a response, though, from Glen Allen. They're that good. And yes, once again, it's number 3. Cook was cooking all night long, but when it mattered most, game, set, match on the ace, and the 6th seed Clover Hill in the girls bracket advance and eliminate Glen Allen and end their tremendous season. 3-1, your final. Who's down for a little Saturday morning region tournament field hockey? That's right, Glen Allen taking on Deep Run. Deep Run the 4 seed, Glen Allen the 5 seed. These two teams are really good and amazing that they're meeting up in the early rounds. First quarter action, shot just goes wide for Glen Allen. It was a good one too. Jags still got it in the circle. Kick save and a beaut by Ella Fallen. She has not fallen, so she hasn't had to get up. That was a horrible joke, but we'll keep going. Wildcats had their chances too. That shot saved. Keepers had their way in this one. No score after 1. Let's go to the second quarter. This time it's the Jags. They met in the regular season. Jags won by 1 goal. Shot inside and then kicked away. Splitting the season series. No score after the half. Yeah, not a lot of action. Even on these corners. Third quarter. Here's a shot. This time, great chance. And it just doesn't quite find the stick of the offensive player. Another chance for the Wildcats. This time she chunks it a bit, still gets it on net, and it's still a precarious situation. Glen Allen's keeper was solid all night long. Here comes another try, number 17. Oh, just missed. No score going to the 4th. And yeah, Deep Run was dominating with corners in the second half specifically, and that somehow gets cleared. Nice job by the Glen Allen D. More pressure from the Wildcats. Could they get it done in regulation? Bouncing around, going to get a shot on goal. Keeper says no, kick save and a Butte. No score, we're going to overtime. In overtime, chance for deep run again. And this time a keeper again says no. And the defender clears it. But moments later, only 3 minutes and change to go in overtime. The freshman, number 7, Addie Wicker, the only freshman on the team. She shoots, she scores! Goal! And the Wildcats win a thriller in overtime. The freshman, Addie Wicker, gets it done. And the Wildcats move on, beating Glen Allen 1-0. You're fine. Despite the huge win over Glen Allen, Deep Run falls just short of the regional championship game, losing to number 1 seed Midlothian. The Trojans face Godwin, who got past Freeman for the title. Well, it's back to the gridiron when we come back. A huge game with playoff ramifications is on the other side when Godwin takes on Tucker. Plus, Glen Allen looks to dominate at Deep Run and possibly improve their seeding. Highlights and the postseason breakdown next. Hey!
So, same time next week?
Well, of course.
Put away a few bucks, feel like $1 million. For free tips to help you save, go to Feed the Pig.
Welcome back to Sportswire. Yeah, Friday night, everybody dressing up in their favorite Halloween costumes. I saw the Riddler, I saw a bottle of mustard, and I see an opening kickoff. Godwin revitalized after their big win against Hermitage. Back-to-back wins to beat Deep Run, then they beat Hermitage in what many consider an upset. Nice return, number 21, Jackson Eakes. And Eakes would be a freak in special teams and on offense. Feed Eakes. Eakes was running the ball well. Still on that drive. Why not give it back to Eakes? Keeps working. He ekes it in for 6. Touchdown. Mills Godwin. They would have the early 7-0 advantage. Tucker and Godwin each. If Tucker were to win, they could get themselves into the playoffs. A win for Godwin guarantees them a playoff spot. So that's the importance in this one. Next drive for Godwin. Yeah, they can run the read option with the quarterback as well. Logan Rhodes less travel. Good for a first down. Then Rhodes with the flip and pass out to the side, and that is good to Nick the Quick Clark for a first down. Same drive, second quarter, 7-0. And it's Eakes' second touchdown of the night on the ground for Eakes. And Godwin eating up yardage, more importantly, putting up points. Playing good D as well. 14-0 with 10:03 to go in the second. Tucker trying to come back, but they have to punt the football here. The ball goes over the kicker's head, and he is knocked down almost to safety, not quite. Instead, Godwin takes in inside the 1-yard line. The touchdown run is good. Eakes, he's like, I got 3. I got 3. Yeah, you do. Eakes 21, Tucker nothing with 8:39 to go in the second. Tigers trying to get something going before the end of the half. Pass is good, coverage is better. Number 22, Samuel Jarrett making the stop there. And then in the backfield, nice D on the run game. That's Tristan Ginn doing the honors there. Tigers, pump fake, firing, finding the wrong jersey. Samuel Jarrett with the interception. Eagles in business. It would lead to this. Logan Rhodes looking. He's firing deep. And he's got his man. It's Cohen Busby. Touchdown, Godwin, as they buzz the tower and add 6 more. The Eagles landing in this one 28-0 with 4:31 to go, still second quarter. And why not Rhodes? This is a pretty spiral. My goodness. And that's going for 6 to number 6. Nick the Quick Clark and Godwin was kicking on all cylinders in this one. 35-0 at the half. Well, almost the half. Tucker trying desperately to get something going through the air. Double coverage, though. Cohen Busby caught a touchdown pass. Also gets an interception in this one. And they just eat up the clock in the second half. Godwin clinching their own playoff berth. They beat Tucker 35-0 the final. Well, let's head to Deep Run, where it is senior night. Glen Allen on the road. Glen Allen pretty much clinch a playoff spot, looking to make their seating even better. This will help. Right in your living room, the pass is caught. Good for a first down, and it would lead to this. Short touchdown plunge. And, yeah, that dog will hunt. Xavier Moss doesn't let anything grow under his feet. That's good for 6. Touchdown, Jags, and then doink. Later, an interception by Glen Allen off the helmet of the wide receiver. Number 21 doing the honors, Ahmed Kamara. I don't think any relation to Alvin Kamara, who is not on my fantasy team. Here comes Moss in your living room again. My goodness, our cameraman took some shots in this one. He's got more coming. Speaking of taking shots, Jags got some shots here as well. Milwit connecting with Adrian Mosley. Touchdown, Jags. And they are in business, up 3 scores, and time for the defense to eat. 72, Joshua Gooding, senior, getting in the backfield in a good way. And then Milwit, why not just toss it up into double, triple coverage? Your guy will come down with it. Wasn't a bad pass, really. Marquise Bell, even better catch. And Milwit, where is he? He's going to push his way in for 6. Touchdown, Jags. Will, the first Noel. His first touchdown of the night. And then back to Xavier Moss. They've got a nice connection at running back with Moss and Noel. Moss would carry the load for the most part in this one. And Milwit, when you run the football, you can throw it. You're going to have good matchups on the outside, inside, wherever you want to throw it. Ford Micolo with a touchdown there. Still not done to the Jags. Check out the speed. Adrian Mosley. Oh, and the moves. Nice run after the catch. Probably their best yak wide receiver. That is yards after the catch. Were some good moments for the Wildcats. They get there on the sack. And quarterback Milwit wasn't comfortable all game long. But the Jags defense had answers for everything Deep Run did offensively. That was in the end zone, tackled. Yeah, that's a 2-point bucket. That means Deep Run has to, execute the free kick. They do. Problem for them is Glen Allen's going to execute the return even better. And that is all the way to Pater. Oh, there's the second hit of the night. Don't ever stand at the goal line. The official will hit you every time. Still, touchdown, Jags on the kickoff return. Nice moment for the Wildcats here, though. Defense with a turnover, fumble recovery, and Taj Pryor picks it up and walks it in. Touchdown, Wildcats. Their season comes to a close, however. Glen Allen's will continue. They win it 43-7, the final. Other scores, St. Christopher versus Freeman. They hadn't played each other since the 50s. St. Chris gets a win 20-14. Freeman had a 14-0 lead in that one. Hanover ends Henrico's season 48-27. A lot of points in this one. Hawks get the win. So let's look at the playoffs. Region 5 seed first. The top 8 make it. Highland Springs and Midlow, 1 and 2. That will not change regardless of the outcome this week. LC Bird at 3. Hermitage, that's not a typo, with Freeman are tied at 4th. Freeman plays Glen Allen, who is in. Godwin has punched their ticket. Tucker needs help to get in. They need a win over Lake Taylor. One loss, Lake Taylor, to make it plus help. How about Region 4B? Because this is where it gets interesting. Varina is at number 1 for now, and they'll remain number 1 if they beat Highland Springs. That's a big if, right? That's a big one. Dinwiddie and King George, no, that's not a typo. They're tied for 2. If Varina loses to Highland Springs, they could fall as far as 3. And you don't want to have to be traveling to Dinwiddie if you go that far in the playoffs. So Varina, obviously, with a lot of reasons to want to win against Highland Springs, keep that top spot. Hanover at 4, Eastern View, Matoaka, Powhatan, Patrick Henry at dangerous 8 are hanging in there at the 8th spot. And Cortland and Monacan, 9 and 10, right now on the outside looking in. Remember, if you have questions or comments about the show, just send me an email to this address, sportswire@henrico.k12.va.us. And you can always follow us on Twitter and watch us on YouTube. I can't wait to see ya next time on SportsWire.